What's going on, everybody? Jay Lawson, the Black Statistician here. And this video is going to be about the whole website dating community, right? As we move forward in this technological age from 2000 forward, after the invention of, the internet in the late 90s, and then MySpace came about, and then Facebook knocked that out of the way, the whole online dating craze became like normal. I remember when online dating first came out, and a lot of people that are in my same age group, like if you're between 28 and 38, that back when online dating first started, it was seen as kind of like a negative thing, right? Like if you met your girlfriend online, it was like, what? Like back in the time when AOL Instant Messenger was around. I don't know if y'all remember that, with the dial-up sound where or whatever, like when you get on, and then like you'll get into AOL. There used to be AOL chat rooms, and you would go into this chat room and be like, black people meet or whatever, some stupid. And you'd start messaging different people in there, and people would message you like the three letters ASL. And what it was like, you'd give them like your age, sex, and location. And from that, they would decide if they wanted to have a conversation with you. It's pretty funny looking back at it, but that's how the conversation used to start. And I mean, you'd be like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And y'all would like meet and maybe exchange numbers or whatever, right? There was also Yahoo chat rooms that were the same way after that, because Yahoo chat rooms took over the AOL chat rooms. When AOL went away, Yahoo chat rooms became the big thing. And that was before, the days of MySpace and Facebook and stuff like that. But now you got the sites like Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Tagged, Match.com. You got these kind of sites that popped up, right? And they're the ones that stood the test of time or whatever. Like POF, I think, has more subscribers. I mean, more people with accounts than like any dating site, period. And that's because it's very well promoted by that guy, Marcus, or the one that owns it. And also, it's free as well. I mean, they have some pay services, but I know that they're people that pay to be on there are very low percentage. Versus your sites like Match.com, where you got, you have to pay to be on there, because you don't have to pay to be on there, but you got to pay to be able to use the site. Like if you have a free Match.com profile, you'll basically be able to look at people, but you won't be able to communicate. It's like they got your mouth zipped shut and you can't even talk. Like you'll just be winking at people and they wink back. And it's like, yeah, subscribe now and you can talk, or some crap like that, right? So you got those type of sites. Now, I'm going to give you my personal opinion of it. I think that over the last 15 years, things have been put in place in society that have made human beings lazy. For example, the creation of the internet made it so we no longer have to go to libraries, right, to get information. You don't have to walk outside, drive to the library, walk to the library, or whatever, to educate yourself. You can do everything from in your pajamas in your house, right? Well, do people wear pajamas? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, though. So from inside of your house, you can do everything, right? All right. Same thing with renting movies, right? I remember when I was 18, I had me a date or whatever. I would take her to McDonald's, and then I'd be like, hey, we're going to watch a movie. Let's go to Blockbuster. We go through Blockbuster. Remember walking up and down the aisles in the Blockbuster to rent a movie and be like, this one looks good. You pick them up, look at the back of them and all that. And then we thought when CDs replaced the VHS tapes, we were like, wow. Because when I was little, there were these VHS tapes. I don't know what VHS stands for, but it's like a tape for all you real young people that don't know what I'm talking about. Just think of like a movie that's not like a little bulky case, black case. That was a tape, right? Those got replaced by CDs. And, then, so when Blockbuster went over to DVDs and CDs, we were like, wow, man, this is some high tech stuff, right? Laser discs and all that. So that was how it was at that time, right? Then moving forward, no, I want to talk about how different things. Okay, also look at the way you eat, right? You don't even have to walk into a restaurant to get food. You could be just a fat, lazy pig, man, and just drive through a drive-through. Yes, give me a 12-piece chicken, or whatever, it's instead of having to walk in, like my point is everything is streamlining the process, and it's making us lazier. I picture the year 2000 person being this person that's like shaped like an egg, and they're just like sitting there like, like fat as hell, it's crazy. But let's tie this back to online dating, right? So with online dating, that has made us where we no longer have to go physically walk into a store and meet somebody. Hey, how you doing? Wow, I see you like this book too. I've read it too. Have you read this other book by that same author? You don't have to do that anymore. You just message somebody on POF and you'd be like, hey, you look pretty good, girl, or whatever opening line you're going to use, right? And you hope that line works. But that does a lot of different things. One, it takes away the it takes away the fear of rejection that goes into it, which, because people don't care as much. I mean, you got some people that care if they're rejected online, but it's easier to be rejected online than it is in person. However, being rejected in person, people don't realize, but that builds character, because that makes you try harder and be like, okay, and reflect, right? And be like, hey, okay, so she said she wasn't interested in me. What was it about me? Was it my shoes? Was it the way I carried myself? Was I not as confident as I should have been? That type of thing. And we grow from doing those type of things. So what this is doing is it's making the next generation, like it's pussifying the men of tomorrow, because they're not going to be as strong because of this. The majority of young people today, they spend most of their time online, and they're uncomfortable with a face-to-face conversation with a lot of people. And that's from my personal experience. If you have a different personal experience, you can put that down in the comments. But from my experience, and I'll give you a little background of me. I've been in the military for a long time, and I've mentored a lot of different soldiers, black, white, Spanish, men, women, you know what I mean? And I'm a big person of, hey, look me in the eye when you're talking to me, and I've noticed that like a lot of the younger guys, they look down, a lot more, less confidence and stuff. And it's because of the things that are put in place don't build the confidence. So that's my point. But so I'm not going to bash online dating, because I think that the busy people, they should be using those sites and stuff like that. Like if you're a nurse and you work freaking 50 hours a week, you know what I mean? And you don't have time to be going out and meeting people. It's good to have a profile up there working for you around the clock, right? And you can get back and see all these messages in your box and stuff like that. But at the same time, the people that are messaging you, they could be fake. They could be lying. They could have a picture up from 10 years ago that they've been using since the damn site went up, and then all that's going to do is set you up for letdown when you actually meet that person, And I've even seen on some of the dating sites, women will put recent picture only and stuff like that, right? But it'll also allow for like married men to hit you up and stuff like that, because more married men will hit you up on like a dating site like that on the sly than will walk up to you like in person, But this whole thing just opens up a niche for men that I want to point out to you guys. if you don't use the dating sites and you actually do physically just walk up and start conversations with women, it shocks women nowadays because they're so used to guys being so timid and not approaching them, you know. But you got to be one of them type of guys that's like, you don't want to live with the regret, so you're gonna go after, you know, what you want, like kind of like an alpha mentality, right? And I'm telling you, if you do that, you're gonna surprise yourself with how much more positive feedback you'll get from women by doing it. You know, it takes a little bit of, if you're not used to that, it takes a little bit of training for your mentally. But I mean, if you can get to that point, you're not going to really mess around with online dating too much. One, because you can only tell so much by a profile, right? You could tell kind of what the person looks like, but everybody has, like, you know, ways they take pictures so that it's better. And one of my homegirls, she was like, I saw her taking a picture for a profile on Tagged or something one time, and she took like 80 pictures and then picked the best one, like she was doing glamour shots or something. And I was like, why don't you just take one and put it up? She's like, no, I have to get the perfect shot. And you know why? It's because she doesn't want to look like herself. She wants to look like the model version of herself, if that makes sense. But in reality, you just look like yourself. So it's better to go after somebody in reality, I think, you know. But if you are going to do the dating site, make sure you consider using the more sites like Match or one of those, because of the fact that those sites, the ones that people have to actually pay to be on, those people are going to be more serious about dating. When you get on these other dating sites, a lot of times you'll notice, if you do a lot of online dating, you'll definitely know. But the women on those sites, some of them aren't serious about dating, you know. They're just trying to, like, I know a woman that was just trying to get meals paid for. Like, she's like, oh, I really want to go to Olive Garden. I'm going to hit this guy up on POF and see if he'll take me, you know. And I'm sitting there like, man, that's messed up. But hey, I respect the game, though. And if somebody's out there stupid enough to take her, then more power to her, right? But anyway, that's my rant for now. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to hear your feedback as well. Just always remember, if you always aim at legendary, you will land in success. I'm out.